TED family, TEDx ACU. Today, I'm going to ask you to engage with me twice in my conversation. The first one is going to be right now. And I'm going to start by asking you to imagine with me. Imagine that the thing that you're working on, the project that you're working on, the idea that is in your diary, that thing that you and your friends have been talking about, imagine you've done it. Imagine you executed it. Imagine you have achieved that goal. And right now, it's not me that's on the stage. It's you. You're standing right here, and there's a very important person getting ready to give you an award for what you have achieved. Are you there? Is that image in your head? Pick whichever important person you like. They're ready to give you an award for that thing that you have achieved. Now, I want you to give yourself a woohoo. A woohoo is a congratulations. A woohoo is a mark of you did it. We're going to do it on 3, not after 3, on 3. Are you ready? Can you see yourself? Let me give you space. Can you see yourself? Can you see the important person? Are we ready? 1, 2. Really? After all the planning and execution you put into achieving this thing, this is the woohoo you want? Should we do it again? Are you sure? Are you ready with me? 1, 2. Exactly. Exactly. And that is the reason why I'm standing here today. Because somebody gave me a woohoo that changed my life. And so today I'm talking about the catalytic power of cheerleading. Let's start this story. For those who like the short version of the story, right? Those who like the 60-second reels, my Gen Zers. This is the whole story I'm telling today, right? It's going to start with a wonderful candle that was passed to a young lady, and she grew that into a torch, and then that torch she shared with other people, and now the whole community is benefiting from the lights that were shared with the young lady. Okay, now you can switch off. You can scroll to the next video. But for the rest of us who want to hear the full story, I'm going to start with definitions that I found by scrolling the internet. Now, you know there are different definitions for different things, but as a researcher, we always have a bias. We know what we are looking for and we find it. So I found the definition of cheerleading that fits the story I'm telling today. I need you to pay attention to the strong words that are attached to it. Cheerleading is an act. It's not something you think about. You have to act it out. To be a cheerleader, you have to act. And you have to act very strongly, passionately, in supporting an idea or a person. That is cheerleading. You have to act it out. You have to be passionate about the idea or person that you are supporting. Let me tell you my cheerleading story. So imagine this is me. Circa, wait, if I tell you the year, you will know my age. It's okay. It's okay. 10 years old. 10 years old in school, I was 2 sides of a coin. I was shy, I was reserved, and I was resigned. Why was I resigned? I don't know about these new Gen Zers, but the rest of us grew up in an era where we were told, children are seen, not heard. So you can be whoever you want to be, but don't be loud. So imagine having this inquisitive spirit, talented spirit, intelligent spirit, but all of that was hidden under a shy, reserved, and resigned young lady. I went to school like everybody else and had 2 best friends. We did crazy things and left school, but never stood out. Until one day, somebody threw a stone in my pond. Now imagine a quiet-looking river. It looks quiet, but there's an undercurrent of activity. When somebody throws a stone in there, what happens? It starts to ripple. The quiet and reserve starts to break apart. And that's what happened to me. So again, I went and found the definition that suits my story today. And I defined who a catalyst is. The catalyst I'm talking about is the person who threw the stone. And that person is someone that precipitates. Precipitates is to cause to happen, right? Is to cause to happen a change or an event. Now, this catalyst, what did they cause to happen? And that 10-year-old me met a young man. He was about 20-something. Wait, it's not that kind of story. Pause. Right. I was 10, he was about 20-something. He had just been posted to our school. An intriguing teacher. But one thing that stood out about him was he was observant. And when he showed up, he was like, wait, these people are learning, but they are not being taught. Something is missing in this school. And in his determination to make sure that we get the whole 360 of education, he started what was inter-class competitions. He listened to us and realized that, no, these children need to be taught better. And his sheer willpower started different activities in our school. He found me one day and said, you write well. He was an English teacher. He says, you write well, because he had read my essays. Now, remember I said I was what? Shy, reserved, and resigned. So the only way he would have known that I write well is by reading the essay. And he says, I'm starting a debate club. You will join the club. Shy, reserved. You will join the club. So he got together a team of 5 students and started teaching us how to harness the audience passion, how to listen to your opponent talking, listen to everything, take it in, and when they are done talking, you give it back to them and make sure that you emote every feeling from the crowd as possible, just like I'm doing today. And after he was done teaching us those things, you would have thought that that would be all, right? Nope. When you throw a stone into a moving river, you cannot control the ripple effect. So the reaction was me responding to the stimuli that he had created. Now remember that I was 2 sides of a coin, shy, but also intelligent and talented. So when the shy was broken by that stone that he threw into the river, all this happened. How do you go from shy to debate club, quiz club, dance club, drama club, girls prefect, entertainment, talk show host, spoken word artist, podcast host, shy to this? But I was responding to the external influence of the catalyst. And that is why I say the small candle that he gave me birthed into a torch. But I didn't stop there. Because he taught me how to try, it grew into an excitement. And I was like, how do I tell this to the TEDx family? So I found another definition. Effervescence is when the ripple starts forming a wave. It's to the quality of being excited and enthusiastic, and that's what I became. I went from shy to excited and enthusiastic. And I took that from all those things that I had done earlier and brought it into the work field. I started as an HR manager, and because of how exciting and interactive I was with the staff, it was not easy to forget who I was. And because they couldn't forget who I was, my bosses couldn't forget who I was. And then I moved up in the ranks, and somebody, I don't know who, advised me, and I started a business. That's another TED Talk, because the stress is too much. But remember that torch I was holding? I was now sharing that torch with other people. There's a thing that we call monkey see, monkey do. It's a whole research that Harvard people did. I can't tell you all because I'm limited on time. But basically, it means people who look like you do what you do because they know that it can be done. If you remember, we had our own Guinness World Record facade where everybody wanted a record. It's because they saw people like them winning world records. So all of a sudden, we could all do it. And that is the power of cheerleading. I want to tell you one particular story of how my cheerleading turned into something else. I had enjoyed the benefit of that catalyst that changed my life at 10 years old. But one day, another catalyst called Eben asked me, what have you contributed to the community? So instead of being an a passive participant enjoying the fruits of change, I started becoming an active contributor. This is why the EBLA Foundation was founded. And from that single act of starting a foundation, I morphed into all of this. It was no longer about me growing, but it was about everybody around me growing. Becoming a leadership coach was basically about helping other leaders to harness the power of their employees. Becoming a business consultant was about helping other employees business owners who were stressed, just like I was by starting a business. But the most active thing about my life has been my equal opportunity advocacy. Because if somebody hadn't given me an opportunity by telling me, you will join the debate club, I won't be standing here today. And so I urge you, look at your community and make a change. There are so many projects we've worked on, but I kept this one because of the impact it has made. 2017, this was what women in a community in the Volta region called Fuma were giving birth on. If you want to come for an examination, that's the bed. You want to have your labor, that's the bed. There was no washroom facility in the clinic. After birth, you go home with your after-birth fluid all over you. But the community said, no, enough is enough. So one catalyst in the community said, I'm putting this on social media. And once they put it on social media, I saw it. I said, oh, chance, make a difference. Then I got other young people involved, and together we were able to change that community's situation. Today, over 20,000 women have been able to give birth using the new and improved maternity bed. This is the power of catalytic change. How did we do it? Because somebody said, woohoo, you can do it, girl. So I found another quote on the internet because I am very biased today in this talk. And I skewed it and twisted it around and merged it, and it came to this, that whoever you encounter, whether they are a child or a person, as long as you have some type of influence over them, they are a divine opportunity and an appointment. Speak life into them. Speak to them the way they should go and send them off with positivity so that by the time they leave you, they will not depart from it. I say this because somebody did it for me. And so you can do it for somebody. And the person that you do it for might be the person standing on this stage today. Before I leave the stage, I want to remind you, you can do this. You can be a catalyst. All it takes is a word. All it takes is actively supporting and believing in somebody. Okay? We agree? All right. #, be a cheerleader. Thank you.